Hi guys, it's Michelle Turnus with the Harmeyer team at Remax Revolution. I'm in front of our newest listing here. We've got an acreage listing going live tomorrow in Mitchellville, Southeast Polk Schools. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of this house here. We'll do a quick tour, but first I wanted to talk to you about one of our, on Thursdays we talk about real estate topics, and I wanted to talk to you about a real estate topic before we give you this tour here. So today let's talk about inspections. With homes, there's a couple different inspections that typically happen. So a lot of people have a question of who schedules the inspections, who pays for the inspections, and what happens if items come up as concerns on the inspection. So let's kind of talk through some of that. The first is your general inspection, like your home inspection that most people think of when we talk about an inspection on a property. So as a general rule of thumb, the large majority of contracts that we work on have a contingency for a home inspection. Some of these have, a 5-day, 7-day, 10-day inspection period, which gives the potential buyer the right to come through, bring a home inspector through, and make a decision on if they want to do a home inspection or if there's any issues of concern in that home. So typically that is paid for by the buyer, that is scheduled by the buyer, and they use the inspector of their choice. So again, these are all typical, but not necessarily the rule on every deal. So that's home inspection. If there's issues on home inspection, that's a negotiation point. It's not the buyer has to pay for this or the seller has to pay for this. It becomes another negotiation point where you bring up the issue of what items were found on the inspection, and they talk through who's gonna pay for what and what's gonna get done. So we always walk our buyers and sellers through all of that. It kind of depends on what comes up, what's kind of what we see as a general rule on who's gonna fix it and who's going to pay for it. So that's kind of the main big inspection that we see. But there's also two other inspections that happen on homes. So the second one is a termite inspection. Pretty much every home is going to get a termite inspection. There's a few exceptions to this rule. New construction, there's some things with relocate or repossessed homes, those kind of things. But as a general rule, every home is going to get a termite inspection. And as a general rule, the seller pays for that termite inspection. So for us, we use CNC Home Services for the majority of our listings. Shout out to Eddie Knapp. He does a great job. He's actually our favorite bug guy in town. We had a wasp issue a couple years ago and he came and saved me when Kyle was out of town. So we really like Eddie and CNC Home Services. But typically you're going to do a termite inspection. That could run $70, $80, $90, give or take. And they're going to come out and just make sure there's no evidence of past termites or existing termites in the home. And there's a couple avenues that happen from there in terms of if you have to get the home treated or not. If there's active termites, if there's past evidence but they've been treated, there's different avenues that happen on that as well. And then there's a third inspection which happens on acreages. And this is called a time of transfer. So typically what's going to happen is the seller is responsible for this, and the seller is going to call a septic company, have them come clean out their septic system, and then do a time of transfer inspection to inspect that system. And then the septic company sends that off to the county, and then the county says yay or nay on if it passes inspection. Yes, the system's in good working order, or no, it needs these things done before we can actually have the title transferred. So those are some things that come up on acreages as well. Again, the time of transfer inspection. So those are kind of the three main inspections that we see. If you guys have any questions, we'd love to talk to you about that. But now I'm going to kind of just walk you through a little tour of this lovely home that we have here. So I'm going to have Kyle keep the camera on the house here. You guys can see this is a ranch home. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's a walkout basement, and it has an outbuilding that we'll show you here in a minute. But I'm going to have Kyle follow me. We're going to go to the side where it walks out here. You can see we've got some nice landscaping in the front of the home, vinyl siding. The roof appears to be in great shape still. We've got a little privacy fence on the area here that walks out, so you can kind of keep that separation from people driving by on the street. And over on the side of the lot, there's some drainage and creek that runs back into where you'll see here to the pond that's in the very backyard. But here on the side, so the house walks out on the side, you've got a nice little koi pond. They've got a large patio. There's a built-in fire pit over there, and a nice little deck over here, and a basketball hoop. So lots of options for you to have some outdoor entertainment and fun here, and some great views if you're sitting on this deck. And then we're going to kind of scan over to the side here You'll see they've got an extra storage shed and another multi-level deck off the back of the home. That is another great spot to just sit and relax. Bless you. And then we've got this large outbuilding here. So this has a large overhead door. There's another section in there. It's kind of segmented off to where you could pull a vehicle in. And there's another section where you could have like a workshop, workbench area, and then another lofted area in there. And then we're gonna walk back. It's a little bit of a walk here, but we're gonna actually walk back to the pond and give you guys a quick peek of the pond. The pond's stocked with bluegill and I can't remember the other.
Other fish.
Other fish. So they've got the pond stocked. There's lots of trees back here. The lot kind of hooks back, so it goes down and then over here to the trees. You can actually see the homeowner back there. He's out cleaning out the pond, so we'll try to maybe keep him out of the video a little bit instead of surprising him. But you can see this fence line here is the neighbor's yard where it cuts off, and then it goes back here into the pond. And you got all these trees over here. The full backyard is lined by trees. Hello. We'll edit you out of this video. Unless you want to be famous.
I'll never be famous.
All right. And as you can see back here, there's a nice area. It dips down. You've got a pond. Over here, there's a nice trail that goes behind. We won't walk through that. And then we're going to walk on the other side of the pond. There's a nice fire pit area too. So you could kind of have a camp out here. The owners have done camp outs with their kids. They just pitch a tent in the backyard. Trip and almost fall down. Cut out some of the audio on this.
Yeah, might be good.
I'm gonna go sit on that. And then you can zoom in. Over there, like behind the fire pit. So you can have a nice campfire out here, roast some marshmallows with the kids, pitch a tent over here up by the fishing pond, go fishing, and see what you catch. So it's a beautiful space back here. It's all wooded, it's private and quiet. Honestly, I don't know what more you could ask for an acreage. It's a beautiful acreage. So if you guys want to get in and see this one, obviously has a lot to offer. I don't think it's going to last long. $360,000. This one is on Northeast 23rd Avenue in Mitchellville, just right off of Highway 163 and 96. So give us a call if you want to take a look at this one, 978-8914. Have a great day.